Coke and hookers and Coke. What's the scam with all this Bruce Lehrmann boozy night with masseuses? Funded by Kerry Stokes' Seven Network. The scam is you're paying for it. Brittany Higgins, Seven, Bruce Lehrmann saga drags on. Salacious stuff, front page stuff every day as new revelations emerge in the high-profile defamation suit. It even foreshadowed Skomokio's trip to New Zealand. What was Skomokio doing prancing around with the New Zealand Prime Minister this week? Heaven knows. The defamation, back to Bruce Lehrmann. Defamation is a scam. The laws are centuries old. They don't have defamation in the US. They have freedom of speech embedded in the Constitution. Here we have preening, prancing counsel and their TV network clients showcased daily in the media, fighting vanity cases for their seedy clients, for their media audiences, for the clickbait, for their employers. 7, 9 and 10 network. All of these companies are indirectly subsidised via the ridiculous digital media bargaining code legislation forged as a favour for media moguls and media corporate mates by the last government, by Josh Frydenberg. But also the court system is funded by you. You guessed it, you and I are subsidising these legal stoushes which soak up court time because, of course, for corporations, they're tax deductible. Litigation is tax deductible. So we're financing stories concocted to drive audience to Rupert and Kerry and Nine to generate advertising dollars by increasing their viewership. What a scam, eh? He said, she said, hookers, cocaine, free accommodation for a year or so for Bruce Lehrmann on the leafy North Shore in a 3-bedroom apartment, tens of thousands of dollars there. Every salacious detail put on show to make money. What TV executives don't take cocaine anyway? I remember back in the day, there was a Seven executive who'd get it over the bar at Kellett Street, King's Cross, on his Seven corporate credit card. Drinks, 30 drinks, nothing. Now, I don't follow this prurient stuff closely because there's bigger, more important fish to fry. But it's clear that Bruce Lehrmann is the Ben Robert Smith of Bruce Lehrmanns. He shot himself in both feet with an RPG-28. He sued 10 for defamation and lost his reputation nationally. What a farce. Seven Network, huge chipmunks. Go back to African gangs, for goodness sake. Meanwhile, a new Governor-General was anointed this week, Sam Mostyn, company director, social equity type, upstanding citizen, which seemed like quite a good choice. But no, not for the Murdoch media. Murdoch's Andrew Bolt and co, all of them as a pack as usual. You see, for Bolt, Mostyn has a distinct disadvantage. She is, we're loath to state the obvious here, but she is a woman. She is the wrong gender for News Corp. And she's not right-wing enough, which is very important because they can tolerate right-wing women, just not ordinary middle-of-the-road or left-wing women. Here's Bolt, quote, "How can second-tier warrior of the new left be a neutral umpire? Anthony Albanese was never going to appoint a straight white male as Governor-General, but did he have to choose an ex-Labor advisor of the Harbourside left, whose shtick has been to insist on more jobs for women?" That is a quote. See the Herald Sun or the Australian, it's all the same. The Harbourside left, okay, we'll give it to whoever the sub-editor was there. The Harbourside left is quite good. We'll pay that. She's in the club. But she's a woman. And Andrew was never going to anoint a woman to this prestigious position, even a straight white woman. It's always about left and right, about woke and stuff like that with these culture warriors. Although you never hear boo from them when it comes to corporate socialism, public money being handed out, being splashed on large companies, free markets, none of that. But how about the man who scammed the world, sponsored Hamas, then got a genocide going to deflect from the investigation into his personal corruption charges? Yes, our friend, Benjamin Netanyahu, Australia's friend, for whom we are concerned. In fact, we're deeply, deeply concerned now. The concern is on the rise. We put questions to the Future Fund this week. We've been badgering them for a couple of months, at least, since last year. Our sovereign wealth fund, our public money, which has invested our national savings in Elbit Systems, Israel's biggest bomb maker. It emerged that the missiles which targeted aid workers this week were probably made by Elbit. Our investment with our national savings, the Future Fund, has put its head in the sand. Netters and his supporters. Hamas made me do it, they said, running the domestic violence line. It wasn't our fault, it was Hamas. Would the Future Fund be financing the latest gas chamber technology back in the day in the 1940s? Would that be acceptable? Because they're only an investor, just a financier of the gas chambers. Reports have the missiles which murdered the aid workers, including Zomi, an Australian, as Hermes 450 Zik type missiles, the type which Elbit manufactures. Nothing like a good old ethical investment. Meanwhile, Benjamin Netanyahu's acolytes on social media were variously blaming Hamas and crying, oh, it's a war zone, things happen. Some of the worst stuff was making gags about the death of Zomi, the murder of Zomi, kangaroo gags and things like that. It's just typical of these guys. Horrendous social media posts. And so it is that the scam of the week, well, it's a real toss-up this week. I mean, you know, the Governor-General stuff, Sam Mostyn, but we're going to have to award it to Bruce Lehrmann, having shot himself in the foot so profoundly with his defamation case to uphold the greatness of his character. And look what's happened. Bruce Lehrmann, take away the gong this week, Sonny Jim. You deserve it. Thank you for all of you for your support. Please like, share, comment below, and we'll be in touch on the Patreon for paying subscribers this week. Thank you.